Governor Soludo mourns late Senator Okonkwo. Governor's wife, Mrs. Soludo, urges residents living in flood-prone areas to move to higher grounds. National Library Abuja set for completion in 20 months' time. From the for instance, Singapore to hold first presidential election in 12 years. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for you to turn around maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values that's giving maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening. My name is Uchechukwu Ibonam. Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo joined family, friends, and well-wishers to mourn the departed late Senator Annie Okonkwo. Government House correspondent Ejike Abana has details.
A funeral ceremony in his honor was held at St. Paul Catholic Church, Ojoto, celebrated by the Archbishop of Catholic Archdiocese of Onitsha, Most Reverend Valerian Okeke, assisted by the Bishop of Awka Diocese, Most Reverend Paulinus Ezokafo, and the retinue of the clergy. Governor Soludo, while commiserating with Lady Chinyere and her children, said that the late Senator Okonkwo lived a purposeful and impactful life, describing him as a great soul of Ojoto, Anambra, Nigeria, and the world. While saluting the notable dignitaries that made it to the mass, the governor said that most of them had confirmed their attendance of the first Anambra Investment Summit scheduled to hold next week.
We should all be commiserated with, and we can only say our joy is that it's resting because of the Lord. And I think that suffices to Anambra State, the light of the nation. So we want to welcome all of you, appreciate your presence.
The 10th Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, who eulogized Professor Soludo as the best governor of CBN in the history of the country, commiserated with the Okonkwo family and said that the Senate community is also in mourning, which was why they identified with the family in this moment of grief.
With the entire Okonkwo family, we will have an opportunity, maybe at the reception, to say one or two things about the late Agune Chemba. But I can't imagine Ojoto community without Senator Annie Okonkwo. He has lifted the name of this community to global heights. And of course, Anambra will also miss him. The Senate will continue to remember his good works. We are also grieving, and that's why we are here in our large numbers. Our prayer now is that God should accept it in heaven. So may his soul rest in heaven peace. Amen.
Earlier in a homily, the Chancellor of Onitsha Archdiocese, Reverend Father Prudentus Arrow, who reflected on the topic, "It is well with my soul," revealed that in funeral service of a Catholic, the Church gathered to basically do 5 things, which includes thanking God for the gift of the deceased, ask God for mercy, pray with the family, remind believers that death is not too far, and ascertain the legacy of the deceased. Reverend Father Arrow expressed optimism that Senator Okonkwo is with God, said that he was a man who believed in merit and left the legacy that the world is not home, belief in the practical Christianity and the person of Jesus Christ, asking all to emulate him.
My prayer is that through all our sacrifices today, that God will raise another Senator Annie Okonkwo in Ojoto and in Anambra State. Annie was an exceptional personality, yet he's still human. And so we are here to ask God to look upon his soul with his mercy and with forgiveness.
The the deceased son, Harrison Okonkwo, took time to praise the legacies of his late father, who he described as a mentor. Abia State Governor Dr. Alex Oti, Anambra State Deputy Governor Dr. Onyekachukwu Ibezim, Speaker of Anambra State House of Assembly Right Honorable Somtochukwu Udeze, Chief of Staff to the Governor Mr. Ernest Ezajuri, top government officials within and outside the state, including serving and former senators, members of House of Representatives, business moguls, the Okonkwo family, friends, and well-wishers attended the funeral mass. From Ojoto, in Idemili South Council area, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
Anambra State Governor's wife, Nonye Soludo, has asked those living in flood-prone areas of the state to prepare to move to higher grounds following predictions that flood is imminent. Mrs. Soludo, who said this in Oka, explained that the recent emergency notices released by both the federal and state governments provide ample time to plan in order to minimize the ravages that could come with the natural disaster. The governor's wife also disclosed that the state government has already started making containment plans ahead of the incident, including engaging in collaboration with local authorities, the federal government, and global partners. She also assured that the state is prioritizing the safety of women, children, and the aged, with particular attention on containing any health, economic, or social emergencies that could arise as a result of the flooding, while asking those residing in flood-prone communities in Anambra State to prepare to move to the upland or designated holding facilities. Mrs. Soludo said that waiting for the flood to happen before finding safety could be too risky. She further urged leaderships of various communities, churches, and well-meaning individuals to give assistance to those who would need them at this time. The federal government, through the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, recently raised emergency alerts to some states, including Anambra, to prepare for flood, as excess water is set to be released from Lagdo Dam in nearby Cameroon. Anambra State government has also asked affected local government areas to prepare for the emergency situation by immediately moving to the upland or to designated holding camps. About 50 persons in Norfolk have been enrolled into Anambra State Health Insurance Scheme, ASHA, for a period of 12 months. The Chief Protocol and Deputy Chief of Staff to Governor Chukwuma Soludo, Mr. Chinedu Nwoye, announced this at Norfolk during the August monthly joint meeting of APGA Norfolk Wards 1 and 2. Correspondent Ngozi Obileri now reports.
Announcing this while addressing the members of APGA Norfolk Wards 1 and 2, Mr. Nwoye, who welcomed over 50 new entrants into the party, said that the free health services for the beneficiaries will start from January to December 2024 to enable their people have access to quality health care, especially the aged. Mr. Nwoye, who noted that leaders and stakeholders of the party are out to ensure that their members have a lot to gain by being members, even as he urged them to always meet their welfare committee for financial support whenever they are in need, now that they have welfare accounts and monies are being paid into it regularly for their upkeep. He announced that reconstruction work will start on Norfolk Enugu Onitsha Express Road next week, as Governor Chukwuma Soludo directed, noting that it is one of the dividends of being an APGA community. On her part, the Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, Mrs. Chiamaka Nnake, who hosted the meeting, appreciated Ndi Norfolk for being united as one family and maintained that Norfolk is APGA community. Mrs. Nnake reiterated that time has gone when their members are needed only whenever it was time for election, urging those who need financial assistance to promote their small-scale businesses to always fall back on the welfare committee, assuring them that their efforts to move the party forward are appreciated.
That welfare, oh, they had actually met. In where I wouldn't know actually welfare gas support. So I ask a welfare who guys they see when anything no here.
The Transition Committee Chairman for Njikoka Council area, Mr. Clem Aguiyi, urged them to always look out for their members, even as he commended them for introducing a lot of innovations, all geared towards moving the party forward.
Check up on your members. Munemesne Kandoka. Yagandio Tufa. Kan Kanayaru, Noni Mono.
The chairman of ABGA Ward 1 Northia, where this month's meeting held, Mr. Marcel Nwamutalo, acknowledged that the Deputy Chief of Staff has been an excellent organizer and one who promotes unity in the party, and said that the joint meeting he introduced is a major way of ensuring that they come out stronger. From Northia in Njikoka local government area, I am Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps says it has devised a range of strategies to effectively prevent any potential incidents or road accidents during the upcoming Ember months. The Anambra State Sector Commandant of FRST, Mr. Doye Railway, disclosed this while speaking with the press at his office in Oka. He emphasized that the Ember months typically witness a significant surge in nationwide traffic as Yuletide season approaches. Mr. Railway highlighted that their efforts to educate people about the perils of floating traffic laws, engaging in overspeeding and overloading have already started yielding results by reducing both road accidents and congestion. He went on to disclose that the Corps has streamlined its operational procedures and that their personnel will assess and optimize operational resources in preparation for the heightened activities expected during the Ember months. Mr. Iriwi called on the residents of Anambra to adhere strictly to highway regulations and exercise caution throughout the festive celebrations. Aguleri two communities have staged a peaceful demonstration against a Chinese company whom they allege are engaging in illegal dredging at Odene Awanabo Bridge. Aguleri communities comprise of Ezeagulotu, Bunando, and Enugotu Aguleri. The three communities are all in Anambra East Council area, but live across the river and always at the mercy of flood every rainy season. Amakachi Okoye is on hand with the rest of the story. Her report.
The traditional rulers of the three communities, members of the ruling councils, youths and women trooped out en masse to protest against the company while crying out that the bridge risks collapse by the activities of the dredgers who they allege are being sponsored by few individuals. They said the foot of the bridge is already damaged and that if the bridge is allowed to collapse, will cut off the three communities from the rest of the state, as the 2.8-kilometer bridge, which was constructed by the immediate past administration of Governor Willie Obiano in 2015, remains the only route and access to their communities. ABS crew also observed that the third road connecting the bridge and the base of the bridge have started collapsing owing to the heavy-duty vehicles and caterpillars reportedly being used by the dredgers. On his part, the traditional ruler of Unando, Igwe Johnson Mbanefo, disclosed that the bridge is the highest thing the three communities have benefited from the government, saying that the bridge means so much to them as it brought to an end deaths that were caused by inability to reach health centers. Igwe Mbanefo called on the indigenes of the communities who are collaborating with the dredgers to desist, as the benefits they think they are getting from the place today turn to doom if the bridge collapses.
Mr. Governor Obiano,
contributing, the traditional Prime Minister of Ezeagulotu, Chief IKC Chukwuma, said they had approached the companies to leave the site but to no avail, explaining that the protest is to send a save our soul across to government at all levels. Representing the ruling councils and Ndojana of the three communities, the Secretary General Enugu Mpunando Ruling Council, Chief Nnemeka Onyemelekam, noted that the peaceful demonstration is to register that the three communities are against the dredgers, while pleading with Governor Soludo to act immediately to force the company to leave the bridge.
Now, bridge here have na chop order. Obolo the dredgers ndị na-eme business na-ekpo aja n'okpuru bridge here avon. Enye gap at all. No, na bridge here ka di ekpo aja avon.
From Odene Bridge, Anambra East Council area, Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
Federal government of Nigeria has promised to complete the National Library in 21 months' time. The Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, gave the assurance when he led some heads of agencies in the sector on a tour of the project to ascertain the condition of the project. Abuja Bureau Chief Ekwajide has the details.
Which has 11 floors consisting of 2 basement floors, a ground floor and 8 upper floors, as well as a perimeter fence, gatehouse, internal roads and other external works, was first awarded on March 11, 2006 with the initial contract sum of 8,590,226,393 naira, and was expected to span through 22 months, has remained uncompleted till date. The project was re-awarded in March 2010 for 21 months at the cost of 49,643,337,960 naira 32 kobo. Based on calculations with the current exchange rate at 764 naira to a dollar, the cost of completing this in 21 months, as promised by Professor Maman, stands at 116,110 million naira and no longer 150 million naira in 2010, when the exchange rate was at 163 naira per dollar. Addressing journalists after a tour of the building, Minister Maman said the decision to complete the project is because President Tinubu does not tolerate uncompleted projects anywhere and is determined to deliver on what will bring progress and development to the nation. He said the contractor in charge of the project will return to site soonest to deliver the national edifice for the good of the citizenry, adding that the project is too important for Nigerians. The minister refused to comment on the cost of completing the project, as, according to him, it will be worked out. The National Librarian, Professor Chinwe Anunobi, said issues of bureaucratic bottleneck hindered the completion of the project since awarded in 2006, but also assured that work will commence immediately. In Abuja, Princess Eukwi Ajide reporting.
The need for youth to build a career for themselves before venturing into politics and other forms of leadership was emphasized during the 12th edition of the Youth Forum organized by the Education Committee of Nnokwa Progress Union, Lagos Branch. The event attracted pupils and students drawn from primary school, secondary school, and tertiary levels of education who were mostly indigents of Nnokwa in the Idemili South Council area. ABS Lagos Bureau correspondent Justice Onyemobi filed the report.
Chairman of the occasion, Sir Benson Ajebu, took the pupils and students through the history of Nnokwa, noting that it is necessary for them to know their origin. While addressing the students, the chairman Nnokwa Progressive Union, Lagos Branch, Nze Clement Ezebunam, noted that Nnokwa as a town holds her youth in high esteem. That is why they are directly involved in shaping their future through constantly organizing a healthy program like this in order to help develop them the more, assuring them that the union is there to assist them to achieve their goals in life.
Today, we are gathered to continue to impress into our youth that you are very dear to the town. And that is why we are directly involved in shaping your future. you are not just indeed a leadership position, but you must be prepared to deliver values to the people by ensuring that you people oriented and selfless in your service to humanity.
In a paper presentation, one-time House of Assembly member representing Idemili South constituency, Barrister Ebele Obi, while speaking on the theme of the event, developing your leadership potential, key to succeeding in politics, advised the students to build career for themselves before venturing into politics so that they can prepare themselves on how to deliver value to the people with the spirit of serving humanity selflessly.
Humanity in modern time has been the foundation of every modern society. Every society has a process of throwing up their leadership. It goes a long way to determine stability or instability in the society.
Another keynote speaker and managing director of Nemite International, pharmacist Valentine Okeluo, enumerated certain qualities like determination, being courageous, and having passion in what one does as a vital requirement for one to make a good leader.
To let you know that whatever you are doing, we are watching, and the town is interested. We want you to turn out big names in the society, try to represent the image of the town in a good light.
Adding their voices, the chairman of the Education Committee, Engineer Nnemeka Nwamara, and the secretary, Nnokwa Progressive Union, Lagos Branch, Honorable Gozie Obijeku, thanked God for the success of the event, looking forward that 2024 Youth Forum will be greater success. In a separate interviews, Ms. Chioma Okuba and Chiamaka Chukwujeku thanked the Education Committee members and the entire Nnokwa Progressive Union, Lagos Branch for availing them the opportunity to learn more about politics and entrepreneurship, saying that what they have learned will help them in making a better decision in life. A patron of Nnokwa Progressive Union, Lagos Branch, Engineer Simon Opaka, and other dignitaries attended the event. The event also featured what is called placeholder presentation, award presentation, presentation by Little Champion, talent hut, and question and answer section, as well as free medical care.
From the foreign scenes, Singapore polling stations will open their doors across Singapore on Friday for the country's first contested presidential election in 12 years. The vote will provide an opportunity to gauge the mood of Singaporeans after a number of rare political scandals in the city-state. Outgoing President Halema Yacob was the sole candidate for the last election 6 years ago, with nobody else able to meet the strict criteria Singapore enforces over nominations for the position, which is largely ceremonial and has limited, although potentially significant, oversight powers. This year, voters will decide between three men, Tharman Shanmugaratnam, and Kok Sung and Tan King Leon. All three are independent, which is a prerequisite for anyone wanting to be president. To end the news, remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS TV from any parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ABS Television Oka. We are on Twitter at ABS Radio TV. You can hook us up on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now the main points that made the news again tonight. Governor Soludo has mourned late Senator Okonkwo. Governor's wife, Mrs. Soludo, has urged residents living in flood-prone areas to move to higher grounds. National Library Abuja is set for completion in 20 months' time. From the foreign scene, Singapore is to hold first presidential election in 12 years. Governor Jukuma Soludo has come for a turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values that's giving maximum support for the task ahead. And that's all on the news tonight. My name is Uchechukwu Ibonam. Good night.